All right, morning everybody. It's Dave. Just thought I'd say hello and catch up as we are now coming towards the end of the month. It's Tuesday, the 29th of August 2023. Sorry about my kettle. Albeit a nice cup of tea. And while that is going on in the background, just wanted to make sure that today is indeed, yes it is, it's the 29th of August 2023. Just a catch up from me today. Having to walk out of the kitchen. It's a little bit noisy in there with that kettle. It's a catch up. Apologies first of all for being away so long. Not had the best of health, but that's another story, but we won't go into that now. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, friends and enemies, welcome back. And for all of you who have taken the time to join me, thank you so much. And to all the subscribers, new subscribers, old and new, thank you again for your indulgence. It's been quite a busy month. I've got a few things on the in the canon, as it is, so to speak, to go on YouTube. 4 or 5 things that I've been ready to go on. I've got them ready to play, but I've just not activated them yet to go on. So once this one goes live, I will do the others today. There's about another 5. Sorry about the noise. I'm just making some tea. Yeah, so a couple of things to bring up, really. One of those things is the current state of what is going on within this little corner of YouTube. A couple of things that not annoying me, but I'm just thinking, why are people getting so hung up on certain things? If do you know when things happen? I think it'd be quite fairly straightforward to say that there's been a big split between communities. Whatever side of the community you are on, it doesn't matter, because each part of the community thinks they are right and the other side is wrong, and that's the same. And over the last couple of weeks, especially in the last, since start of the month, I've been doing a bit more listening, because I just can't be motivated really to get things sorted out. Sorry about the noise there, folks. I'm just in and out making a cup of tea, just getting my milk. Yeah, so anyway, with the apologies for my throat. So here we go. I've actually recorded this 3 times. 3 times I've recorded this, and 3 times I've almost had my finger on the button to do it, to go live, and I just thought, no, there's a few things in there I'm not happy with. So I thought, rather than it go out and I'm not happy with it, I just thought, no, what I'll do is I'll sit on it for a couple of hours or a day or so, and what's happened is that I've deleted it again. So this will be my final attempt at the August 2023 catch up. I did a recording yesterday which replaced the recording I did a couple of days before that. Things have changed a little bit over the month. I did manage to go to Swindon at the beginning of the month for a gathering, which was really nice. It was really nice. It was a lovely gathering, and that will be coming up in another little video coming up shortly. But that was a nice long weekend away. So it was always nice to go back to see friends and family and catch up with people. Was my home for quite a few years. Obviously left there some years ago, But it's always nice to go back and catch up and meet up with people, and especially to see places I haven't been for a while. It's always nice to know. But the part that I ended up staying in, which was West Swindon, is an area that wasn't built up on when I was living in Swindon, and it's a completely different. Swindon's like many towns; they're changed so much, and it explodes in as much as the size. It never ceases to amaze me when I do go back on a regular basis how many new things have actually been added, and new roads and so on. Yeah, it's sorry, there's a plane just taking off. Sorry about the rumbling, but it is what it is. And I've got all the doors and windows open. Although it's cloudy today, it's quite sunny. Sorry, that doesn't make sense, does it? While it's quite warm today, it is quite cloudy. That's what I meant to say. But it's still quite warm, and still walking around in shorts and t-shirts, which is good indoors. So yeah. So anyway, the state of YouTube's, it's really taken a bit of a bashing, don't you think? I don't really care one way or the other about this. What do you call it? Discord gate, or did it happen? Did it not happen? And all of those sort of things. To be honest, I don't think. To be perfectly honest, it's any of my blooming business. But with the interaction of all the other people that are getting involved with it, I just think the whole way it's been presented is really, really quite weird. From a layman's point of view, I've got to ask quite simple questions before I get involved with anything. Was it right, or was it wrong, or did it exist? My first question would be, why wasn't it handled better with the police? And just leave it there, because it's none of my concern, none of my business, really. But if there was a crime committed, let's say I reported a crime to the police which was serious, I would have expected the police to have looked at it, and then if I would have gone back and said, I want to withdraw my evidence, or I don't want to proceed with anything, I find it odd that the police would have said, okay, then we'll just forget it then. So I just find that odd, but that's just my take on it. Moving on. But the fallout from all of this is ongoing, and it's got quite unpleasant. Now, the other state is one of those things that quite regularly comes up. It's the panel. Difficult for me to say this without people are going to say, "Oh, if you don't let me more like it, well, just don't partake of it." So there's a lot less channels that I go on now. I listen to a few. I do say hello to a few just to be polite, and I don't sort of go on panels that much. I go on occasionally. I haven't been on for quite some time. I'm sort of dedicated now, to getting back in. Now my big project is finished and all my legal things are sorted out. I've just got over a bout of illness, which has sidelined me for about the best part of the last 3 weeks. So I'm now looking forward to getting back in the saddle, so to speak, and to resume where I was somewhere in the region of about 18 months ago, before I got involved with the project that I dealt with last year, which is now all concluded. So at the beginning of the month. So as we are drawing up towards the end of August, it will be a celebratory month for me, good and bad, because the bad thing is my health, which is now returned. So I'm grateful for that. And also for the conclusion of all of the project work that I undertook, and my legal obligations to making sure that that all went smoothly. And I'm grateful that things have worked out, especially with the regards to my executorship in dealing with the whole thing. So in that respect, it's closed a section of my involvement with that sort of thing, and yeah, it was quite a journey to deal with that as well along the way. And so I'm now looking forward to the rest of what is left of the summer. But as we now sort of draw towards the end of August, it's really coming up now to the end of what we would like to call the reasonably decent summer weather for this year, and another year's gone by. And where does it go so quickly? I'm not sure where we go from here, but especially with regards to YouTube, it's it seems to never end in cesspit of things that are going round and round in a big bowl that's got a big hole in the middle of it, and everything goes down the middle of it. It just goes down to the next level of awfulness. It goes into another big cesspool, and then another plug opens up in the bottom of that one, and everything goes down into a deeper cesspit than it was before. So with that respect, I don't know how many people on here are the same. What I mean by that is, are we just getting a bit fed up and bored with probably half a dozen channels that probably get the same half a dozen people that go on and argue on this channel, then they go over to that channel, and then they argue, and then they are, you know what I mean? It's like a never-ending circle of, say, 6 or 7 channels with the same people on, who continually bring the same old argument. They don't come to any resolution, and they just churn up and regurgitate the same old. So I'm just thinking, no, I just turn off, switch off. Likewise with all these, like really long, I'm talking about mega streams, you can only call them that, 9-10 hours, certainly over 4 hours. Now yesterday, for example, I was able to do quite a lot of work, so I was on my feet a lot yesterday, and I don't watch TV anymore. I just find the whole thing a lot of old rubbish. So I do have YouTube on in the background. If it's not on the TV, I've got it on my tablet. And yesterday I had it on for a couple of hours, and it just never ceases to amaze me that if we'd have gone back 3 months, what was being talked about yesterday was 3 months of regurgitated rubbish. Now you could say to me, well, if you don't like it, switch off. That's what I do. I don't want to listen to same old people talking about the same old stuff with the same arguments. It's just not me. So I suppose in a sly old way, I'm going to be moving away from a lot of those channels that I like to go on and say hello, and be polite. And but I'm not an evangelist by any means, but when you get people on there, I think if you take all the swear words out, especially the F's and the C's, and you know what I mean by that, people don't have a great deal to say. You can make a perfectly valid argument without getting upset, and certainly using those swear words. Like I say, I can use as many swear words as anybody, but I just don't. It's not the sort of language that I would use when I'm out and about or anywhere really. And I don't think anybody in my social circles uses that sort of language at all. Like I say, I certainly wouldn't walk down the street talking to somebody, with all that sort of language. But it seems to be that YouTube is bringing out the worst in some people, and likewise with the stories that some of them come out with, and the out and out blatant lies, which are, honestly, listen, people, I've got to say, I do listen to both sides. And I'm the sort of person that if I go on like this, I'm recording this now. Once this goes uploaded, this original recording will go out unedited, and it will go out in its full content. But I delete the original. So you're listening to this now. This is an upload of me recording this live. So you're listening to this now in the second generation. Now, this original copy that I'm talking about now is going to be deleted, because I just don't keep any of that stuff. All of my stuff, uploads, places I've been, Paul and Bournemouth, in the car, and lots of other stuff that you've not seen yet. Once it's recorded and highlighted and stored, I delete the original, because I just don't need to keep a copy of it, other than what I do need. And once it goes live, my original copy of that is on YouTube, because that is the best edit. It's got the best content on it, the best way, and that's how I want it presented. But some people seem to record everything. Are you one of those people? You record everything and clip. I've said this many times before, when people do, they go on to the show and, they'll say, you said so-and-so. No, I didn't. Yes, you did. I got it recorded. And then when people says, well, play it then. I said, well, I can't put my hand on it at the moment. But if you're going to go on a show and say to somebody, look, you said this, that, and the other, get your clips ready to play. Get them ready to play. Otherwise, you're just talking a lot of nonsense. And there seems to be an awful lot of hypocrisy on YouTube at the moment, especially this side of YouTube. And those sort of claims about what people have said and done seem to be a staple part of most podcasts, whatever you want to call them these days, of what people said. I can remember when I first started to be getting involved with YouTube on a consumer level was during the lockdown. I've always had an account, but I've used it for Facebook, but I found sort of YouTube as a consumer and as a creator around about the time of lockdown, and it was quite fun then. But since lockdown, or during lockdown, things got a bit interesting. And when I first started to get involved with YouTube, I used to use it for DIY. If there's any problems about how to fix a certain thing, and it's, for the amount of help you can get from YouTube is unbelievably good. For example, for those of you that got double glazing, one of my windows, when I closed the window, the inside gearing broke, so that when the handle was closed, the window was absolutely locked, and you couldn't open the window because the inside gearing had broken. So I went on YouTube. I said, how can I repair a window when the handle's broke? And within 2 minutes, I found how simply easy it was to fix it. So from there, I used to do. That's what got me involved with putting a few DIY videos on YouTube, because I enjoy doing that sort of stuff and filming it and editing it all together. Especially like the project I did in the conservatory. I don't know, earlier this year, maybe last year. I can't remember when it was. You could edit it right down, and you could clip it all together, so you can get a massive project done in a couple of minutes. So I do enjoy doing that sort of stuff. That's what I enjoy. But I certainly don't enjoy people arguing. And I want to be productive. I want to be entertained, and I don't get entertained by arguing all the time. And that's what drifted me away from certain channels before. Just can do without it. I haven't got time in my life now for arguing. I'm not that sort of person, and I like to leave all that side behind me. So I'm just going to go back in and have a quick sit down and have a chat and have a cup of tea. So bear with me 1 second. So it's been quite a good month, really, all in all. Excuse me a moment while I sit down. That's better. So all in all, it's coming up towards the end of the month. Yeah. So as I was saying, peeps, I've had to break in and edit this. Previously, what I did say was this is going to go out unedited, but sometimes life gets in the way. People knock at your door, and this was one of those. So, like I say, it's been quite a busy month, one way or another, especially with regards to personal stuff. My health is now back on track, 100% back in the saddle, and looking forward to enjoying what other challenges are coming. Nobody knows what we've got around the corner. But with regards to YouTube, I don't know where it will all end here. I prefer to stay separate from being involved with any community. I do listen to a lot of stuff, but it's only channels that I go and say hello on are those that I listen to. I don't listen to any others. I'm just not interested in all the backbiting, nastiness, unpleasantness, the trolling, and quite frankly, all the lies that are told, and all the trolls that seem to be able to do what they do and enjoy it, and it gives content for other people to enjoy. It's not something I could, not interested at all. But there it is, folks. It's coming up now towards, as I say, towards the end of August. And I hope that your year so far has been good, and that we're all looking forward to continuing with a new and hopefully improved YouTube. But I sometimes think that's not going to happen, is it? Really, between the being realistic about it. If you look back on where whoever's listening to this, when you go back and think about when you became involved with YouTube, either as a consumer or a contributor, how has YouTube improved or gone backwards since your involvement? And what's your take on the way things are going with regards to what I see? It's I do drift occasionally on to some new channels. I get recommendations from YouTube, new channels. I'm sure, I'm a premium YouTube premium user, so I don't get any adverts, and they do often offer different trial periods of things that they're trying out, which is quite handy. And yeah, it's quite interesting to not get any adverts, and so when you do click on, they give you the option try new channels new to you. You do get put into you don't get the same old, to be perfectly honest, you don't get the same old rubbish that is at this level of YouTube, and I include myself in that. But I'm trying to drift away from all of that rubbish, and there are some, if you just look, there are some different panels that have got interesting topics. I'm quite interested in various things, as you know. Used to be involved professionally with music, and I've got another video coming out pretty much shortly after this, and that'll be an interesting video for somebody that's interested in music and that sort of things. And so I'm looking forward to getting back into maybe putting some of my music up that I played on and recorded while I was when I was professional, and we did make some recordings, and those are still floating around, and yeah, so that might be an interesting development and chat in another offshoot of my involvement with music back in the day. I went into music full time for about 5 years professionally, but we can talk about that another session, but not today. So, like I say, drawing towards the end of the month. I wish everybody's well and that you're enjoying today. And for whatever the good weather that is left within this year, because it's becoming shorter now, isn't it? The chances of getting decent weather for the rest of this year anyway, as we come in towards September, middle of this week. I just can't believe that the year has gone by so quickly. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, friends and enemies, I bid you all a good afternoon, good evening, good morning, or whatever it is where you are. Thanks for dropping by. It's always a pleasure. I do enjoy putting these sort of things together, bits and bobs, and DIY and visits, travel in the car, all that malarkey, and yeah. So I'm signing off now, people. Have a good one, and thanks for dropping by. It's always a pleasure, and we'll catch up soon on the next one. Bye bye.